Welcome back to Sacramento Smooth Jazz. This is the time for our Clear Talk Financial series, where we talk about finance for about 8 to 10 minutes, giving you some insight and understanding and some wisdom. And doing that today, of course, is Mr. John Nunes, the president and CEO of Fortis Insurance Solutions. He is here to guide us. We've been talking about Roth conversions. Actually, he has. He's been sharing some wonderful information that's been helping our listeners. And as some of you know, a Roth conversion, some of you have been thinking about it, and maybe some of you have done it. But there's some things in which you need to know. And John Nunes is going to help us with that. Now, in our second part of this Roth conversion conversation, we're going to talk about when a Roth conversion may help and when it may hurt. A Roth conversion can be powerful in the right window, but costly when it's done without the full retirement picture. So let's bring to the stage, if you will, John Nunes. Welcome back, and thank you for being here to talk to our listeners about this. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful, Michael. Once again, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, John, in the last segment, you defined what a Roth conversion is. And today you want to talk about when it may help and when it may not. Why is that distinction so important? What's going on with that?
Well, because, Michael, almost no retirement strategy is automatically right for everyone. Now, Roth conversion, it may be useful if it's used in the right situation, but it can also create unnecessary taxes if it's done at the wrong time and for the wrong reasons. And so that's why the goal is not to ask whether a Roth is good. The whole goal here is to ask, does converting this actually improve my retirement outcome?
Okay, and that makes sense to ask. So let's start with when it may help. What are some situations where a conversion might make sense?
Well, Michael, it might be worth evaluating when someone is in a lower income window, especially after retirement begins, but before their required minimum distribution starts, which is at age 73. Now, it may also help when future income is expected to be higher, when their RMDs may push them into a higher bracket later, when they have outside money to pay the tax bill, or when they have more tax diversification in retirement.
So, John, why is that lower income window so important?
Well, because timing matters. If someone retires at age 62, 63, even age 65, but RMDs do not start until later, there may be a period where taxable income is lower than it may be in the future. Now, that window may allow partial conversions at a more reasonable cost. But remember, it has to be calculated. The point here is not to convert as much as possible. The point is to convert only what makes sense inside your overall plan.
You have used that phrase, partial conversion. Why not just convert everything at once?
Well, because converting too much at once can actually push somebody into a much higher tax bracket. Now, in many cases, a multi-year strategy may be more thoughtful than just one large move. Now, partial conversions can actually help manage tax brackets. It can help them preserve their flexibility. And the main thing is it can avoid creating a tax shock. Now, again, it's not about the Roth account by itself. It's all about controlling that tax picture over time.
Now, let us look at the other side. When might a Roth conversion not be the best move?
Well, it might not be ideal, Michael, if conversion is going to push someone into a much higher tax bracket, or if they actually need the money soon for income, and if they have to actually use their IRA dollars to pay the tax bill, and if extra income increases your Medicare costs, it could be liquidity could be more important right now. So what most people need to do is they need to solve the tax issue, but what they don't want to do is create an income or cash flow problem later.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking with the president and CEO of Fortis Insurance Solutions, Mr. John Nunes. He's here again to talk to us this is our Clear Talk Financial segment, and he is here to talk about Roth conversions. This is part 2 of that conversation. Now, John, you mentioned Medicare-related costs and liquidity. Why do those matter?
Well, the reason why it matters, Michael, is because when you do a Roth conversion, what it does, it actually increases your taxable income in the year that you're actually doing that conversion. And that extra income, it may affect more than just your tax return. It could potentially affect your Medicare premiums and any other income-sensitive costs. So if someone actually uses those retirement account dollars to pay the taxes, what they're doing is they're reducing the amount that's actually left to work for them. And that can hurt the very retirement plan that they were actually trying to improve.
That makes sense. I get it. So what do you mean when you say it can solve the wrong problem? What's the wrong problem?
Well, if a person focuses on taxes when the bigger issue is income, that can generate a problem. Now, if their main problem is them saying to themselves, I don't know where my monthly retirement paycheck is coming from, then a Roth conversion by itself does not answer that. So what they need to look at is it may change the tax treatment of their money, but it's not going to automatically create any predictable income or protect against any market timing, or the main thing, solve any type of longevity risk.
So our listeners are paying attention. So what should they do before deciding whether a Roth conversion may help or hurt them?
They should review the full picture before acting. Now, the right question they need to ask themselves is, by doing this conversion, is it going to improve my retirement plan after taxes? How about my income needs? Liquidity? Is it going to impact my Medicare premiums? And then how about my long-term goals? Are they being considered? So the one thing that we do here at Fortis Insurance Solutions is we created a guide that's called Before You Convert, and it's going to help people ask those questions. Now, you can visit us at fortisinsurancesolutions.com/before you convert, and you can request your free guide and even schedule a review if you want help to walk through that decision.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've made it very easy for you to get that guide right away. If you're on our website streaming right now at sacsmoothjazz.fm, just scroll down. You'll see a copy of the booklet right there. You press that. It takes you right to Fortis Insurance Solutions page to help you get that guide right away. So go to sacsmoothjazz.fm and click on Fortis Insurance Solutions on that Roth conversion guide. John, as always, I'm grateful that you're here to explain this to our listeners. It's very helpful. So thank you again for coming. I'm looking forward to the next segment on this. We're going to continue this conversation. Appreciate you. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael.
You're listening to Sacramento Smooth Jazz, your escape from the noise.